Hey, what's happening, family? You're just in time for another edition of the Open Mic Talk Show.
Three, two, one. Now, it's the Open Mic Talk Show.
It's the Open Mic Talk Show, live on CRN.FM. And now, here's your starting lineup.
Well, I'll tell you what, guys.
It's beautiful midweek. A lot of things happening in the news. Before we jump into the show, let me introduce you to my folks, my people. She's our resident soul sister, our resident superstar. She's the one and only Cara Black. He once attended Favor Middle School. He's a he resides. He is from the Elbow in Guthrie, Oklahoma. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the one and only Darnell Swift.
Assalamu alaikum.
And I'm Carle King II, and we are the Open Mic Talk Show. Well, boys and girls, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Puffy, Sean, boy, he done did it now. Sis,
The diddler.
sis, he done did it.
No, he done did it all right. He done it. He's facing charges of racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, transportation to engage in prostitution. And he did not make bail today, so he's going to be held until his trial. He did plead guilty, but
He pled guilty?
I mean, he didn't plead guilty. He pled not guilty.
I was like, he did? He did, really? He said, forget it, I'm going all in. I did it, so what about it? I did it. Yeah, I did it.
Yeah. No, they're saying he
Right.
ran a criminal enterprise through his business empire that engaged in crimes including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice, according to the federal indictment. His lawyers plan to appeal the bail hearing, hoping that he can get relief and released. He did surrender his passport, so did his various family members. But I think more of the story is, they have all these tapes.
Mm-hmm.
They have all of these videos. They have audio. They have his SoundCloud. He's got all. They have all this evidence, and I believe a lot of people are kind of freaking
Frightened?
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for you guys who don't know, Puffy has one of the largest beds that I've ever seen. It's like 50 feet long or something. And it's where they have those world famous freak-offs that has been described so unceremoniously in the news as of late.
Yeah.
Thousands of bottles of baby oil.
Yeah.
And also, Darnell, the gentleman had narcotics. Now, this is what I found to be extremely interesting. There was rumors and talk before Puffy actually got picked up that he was going to be picked up. How did you get caught with drugs in your house? What?
Well,
How,
here you
man?
go. Here you go. Just thinking that you're bigger than that.
That's right. That's right.
That I'm bigger than this. They can't get me. I'm Puff Daddy. I'm Diddy. I'm all that.
Right.
Every move you make. Now, I did hear some good news on this as far as Puff Daddy is concerned. I understand that they are going to be putting him up at the R. Kelly suite. They're in the jail. So,
Wow.
no, but seriously, this is just mind-boggling. You just wonder, for someone with that type of wealth, with that type of cachet, especially after they've been investigating you, like you were just mentioning. Why would you have drugs and guns and it's just unbelievable to me. He's probably going to be going away for quite some time.
Well,
right, and he did propose. His team, proposed a bail package that included $50 million bond co-signed by him, his mother, and several family members. And they surrendered his passport as well as a home detention, weekly drug testing, and a visitor log submitted nightly to pre-trial services. But since they did find drugs on him when they picked him up, none of that's going to fly.
No plea deal. No plea deal. He gets no plea deal. He's in trouble. Now, the thing about this that I find just really unbelievable, the openness, the brazenness, the cavalier way in which he was just parading this all out in the public. Money has clouded this man's judgment to a point. He forgot who he was. And yesterday he got his nigga wake-up call is what he did. He got that nigga wake-up call.
Yeah, everybody's alluding to that. He's in jail. There is a possibility that he should have extra security, because of the whole Epstein incident. This is very similar to it because, he has all this information on all these people. We don't know exactly who yet. Kevin Lyles just said he was stepping down.
It's true.
Y'all know who Kevin Lyles is. He's been in the music business for years. CEO, 300 Entertainment. He's good friends with Sean Diddy Combs and has been a huge supporter of him through all of this, saying that he didn't. Not my dude. He didn't do that.
Well,
but he's like the first one to kind of step aside because things are in the water because we don't know who's going to be next.
That's right. When I saw that, sis, I said, well, I guess old Kevin's on tape. I guess he's on tape or audio or something because that's an odd way to to resign. As soon as Puffy gets caught, you then resign.
Right.
Yeah.
There's going to be some. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Cara.
No, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, I just think there's going to be some famous names that are going to pop up.
Oh, yeah.
Now, whether or not, because the word, throughout the industry for years was Puffy gives the great parties, and athletes and, entertainers and prominent people wanted to go to him, Now, whether or not there'll be charges that will apply to these other people who attended this stuff, who knows? But there's going to be some names that are going to pop up that's going to surprise people.
Right. Dawn, the young lady who was in one of his groups, she has a civil suit against him at the moment. I think it's Dawn Harris. No, it's not Harris. I don't remember her last name. But she alleges that she was at a meeting with some industry bigwigs and Puffy stopped Cassie right in front of him.
Yeah.
Nobody bats an eye, and the meeting just resumed.
I heard the same thing, Cara, with some hairstylists and some costume designers as well. They were all around and getting ready for some show, and he comes in and beats the hell out of her, and they just resume and go on. And I'm amazed by that. I really, really am. For you to think that money would shield you from all charges, from all levels of scrutiny, it's phenomenal to me. But he is learning right now, and he has plenty of time to think, because when you're in those walls, when that door closes, it's nobody but me, myself, and I. And Cara, speaking of Jeffrey Epstein, he's actually in the very same facility that Jeffrey Epstein was housed when he was killed. Yes,
oh, wow.
I said when he was killed. Yes, let me say that again. When he was killed, Jeffrey Epstein didn't hang himself. He was killed by Donald Trump and Bill Barr and the rest of his cohorts.
Well, we don't know that. That's allegedly. But we do
I
know
said they
that
did it. No, I'm just playing. You're right. Allegedly.
That he was Jeffrey Epstein would say, I'll tell you all. I'll tell you everything. I don't want to go down for this. I will tell you everything. And that's one of the reasons that they didn't follow protocol for him during that jail session. The cameras suddenly went blank, and then he turns up dead. Sean has not said that he would cooperate as of yet.
Right. Yeah. A couple more nights in jail, and yeah, I think those attitudes might change. They might change very quickly. Ladies and gentlemen, you're in the midst of the biggest, baddest name in talk. Cara Black, Darnell Swift. I'm Carl L. King II, and this is the Open Mic Talk Show. Well, Donald Trump has been shot at. Well, he wasn't actually shot at. It was another failed assassination attempt, ladies and gentlemen, on our former president. Man, he's about to get caught. He's going to get caught. He's going to get caught. He's going to get caught. It was all staged. It was all fake. This man lives in another state, and he just so happens to turn up at the very golf course that Donald J. Trump is playing golf unexpectedly. Pretty interesting.
Well, when they were interviewing the head of the Secret Service and they were asking about that situation that just passed, he called the golf outing an unplanned event. So there are 3 golf courses in West Palm Beach that Donald Trump owns, all within about 30 minutes of each other.
Huh, okay.
There's one, of course, at Mar-a-Lago. There's the one that he was at, and then there's another one. And then there's another golf course. It's about an hour away, about 30 or 40 minutes away by helicopter, and a little over an hour away in Miami. So there's 4 golf courses. Now, this is an unplanned event.
Yeah, Doral in Miami.
Right,
yeah.
Right. So what prompted, enticed this gentleman to go to that specific golf course?
And
that
wait.
Just seems extremely fishy to me. And wait, apparently he was there for over 12 hours.
Yeah.
It just, there's something that's not right about that. Just like the assassination attempt in Pennsylvania. We've discussed that. I mean, something is just critically wrong with the whole aura around Donald Trump.
Well, Darnell, first of all, the weapons of choice wouldn't be the weapons that you would choose if you were going to try to do that. You'd use a 410 bolt action rifle or something with a scope on it. You wouldn't use an AR. You wouldn't use an AR-15 for something like that.
That's not the rifle for that type of
That's
attack.
right. That's right. Neither rifles were the right kind to pull off what supposedly they were trying to do.
And think about this. They said he was 300 to 500 yards away. That's almost a quarter of a mile. It just, everything about this one just stinks. It just doesn't make any sense.
No, it didn't make much sense at all. He's going to get caught. Jim Jones regularly did this. When he was losing support of the people and people were wanting to reassess their decisions regarding him, he would do something like this and say, see what they're trying to do? They're trying to separate me from you. I'm with you. I am you. And he would bring the people right back into the fold every time. This is not working as planned with Donald Trump. I don't think this is working as planned. And you know what? I've learned that the young man in Pennsylvania who supposedly, allegedly shot at President Trump had called his job early that day and told the people he'd be there and see you guys tomorrow. I don't believe that he thought he was going to be killed. I believe this man was coerced into doing something that ultimately got him killed. I don't think he knew he was going to be killed. I don't believe it.
Well, I tend to agree with you.
Yeah.
I mean, it just, none of it makes any sense. It just,
It makes no sense.
why would a Trump supporter try to kill Trump?
Twice.
Right. I mean, it just,
Yeah, it didn't make much sense at
Dog
all.
won't hunt.
No, it's
Well, Gentleman House he was disgruntled with him. He said he felt he
Right.
had made a bad decision, made a bad choice, and he regretted voting for him in the first place.
okay. Yeah, information is steady coming out about this guy and about these events that are unfolding right before our very eyes. If you didn't know this was real, I feel like I'm in an alternate reality sometimes when I watch the news, guys. This is just, we're in a phenomenal time and we're witnessing it. We're here and we're experiencing the fallout from some of the biggest news stories in the history of mankind. We're right here being a part of it. One day they'll look back on this and wonder what in the entire hell was going on during this time. What the
Well,
What the hell is happening back then? 24.
They'll not only say that, but one day they'll look back on this and grandchildren will ask their parents, what did you do
Wow.
when this was going on?
Sure.
Where were you at?
What was your perspective? What was your thoughts?
What was your perspective? Yeah, where were you at? We have just moved, guys. And I hate having to repeat myself over and over again about this. But if you just take Donald Trump in his totality, with all the flaws, all the ignorance, all the bullcrap that he puts down, right?
Right.
Who in their right mind would want someone of his character, his intellect, his background to be the number one representative of this nation? There is only one reason that I can think of, and I've said it ad nauseum. Donald Trump hates who they hate. They are racist. It's plain, it's simple, there's no other reason. He has no intellectual acumen. He has no policy.
No.
He only talks about how bad things are and who sucks and who they hate. And they stand there and they cheer.
Did you guys hear? Did you hear?
Bizarre, unusual thing I've ever seen.
I apologize, Darnell. You're absolutely correct, sir. I apologize. Please forgive me for cutting you off. I was curious. Did you guys happen to see when he had the supposed town hall with Sarah Huckabee Sanders and old cockeye? That's what I call it, old cockeye. Yeah, old cockeye. So old cockeye was speaking disparagingly about Vice President Harris and her not having kids. Also, the question was asked, what are you going to do to bring down grocery prices? And he started talking about energy.
There's no conscious stream of thought with this. I mean, you can ask him, hey, Donald Trump, what do you think about the game the other night between the Eagles and the Falcons when the Eagles kind of blew the game? There's too many illegal aliens going to the game selling popcorn. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, where are you at? And then they'll cheer. So I was on X today, which I kind of feel guilty, but I do like X, even though that idiot Elon Musk, who is just as bad. They were showing photos of people just literally bailing on him and his rallies.
Sure.
I believe it's over. I mean, if they don't steal it, and they're going to do everything they can to try to steal it,
Yes.
this may be a landslide, guys.
Well, Cara, according to information, if this election is close, it looks like the Supreme Court of the United States, John Roberts and his ilk, will be coming into the fray and doing what they do. A lot of information has come about regarding the Supreme Court and their decisions as of late. How it all came about. John Roberts, tries to act if he's this, golly gee whiz, good, moderate sort of guy or whatever, when behind the scenes, he's just as diabolical as some of the rest of them. And if this race is close, they will, I repeat, if this race is close, they will install Donald Trump.
And there will be a revolt. There will be such an uprising that you cannot even imagine. Not that they're expecting that, but it will be. People will be up in arms.
You know what, sis? That's interesting, because I've been thinking about that too. When do the regular folks just say enough is enough and not be just literally run over by the machine, if you will?
Mm-hmm.
This may be it.
This may be it. This will show and prove. If people are really paying attention. A lot of people haven't been. I give it up to Vice President Harris and her team for targeting the youth through TikTok and Instagram and Facebook with quick, immediate
pushback. Yeah.
Pushback. Yeah. Because they know
they're really good at that.
Today. They have very short attention span.
Wow, great point, sis.
You got to hit them where you can, where you know they are. Meet the people where they are.
Sis, I noticed that too, because Donald Trump would come out with some statement, some crazy statement, and make some remarks, and literally within 30 minutes, her team has dropped something on some form of social network that responds very swiftly. You see what I did there, Darnell? You see what I did there, Darnell?
I totally agree. I mean, what I was thinking as I was listening to you guys about their responses on, the social digital platforms, is this: if she wins the election, and I pray and hope that she will, and I think she will, I think this will fundamentally change the way campaigns are actually done. Because a large portion of the youth, they don't participate, engage with, the traditional forms of media, like, cable news, newspapers, stuff like that.
Sure.
They get a lot of their information through those digital platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all those different, places. And they are just outmaneuvering them crazy in those arenas, in those platforms. And I think after she wins the election, it will change the way politicians solicit voters. You'll see more and more use of those platforms. Barack Obama did it, 16 years ago with Facebook. And now it's TikTok. And so, of course, there's always Truth Social that you can use for the 15 or 16 people that are, engaged on Truth Social.
It's Donald and the Trump family. That's the only people who you'll see participating in Truth Social. This is the biggest, baddest name in talk, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Open Mic Talk Show. Cara Black, Darnell Swift, and I'm Carl L. King II. Well, I feel extremely bad. On a personal level, my heart hurts for the Haitian immigrant community in Springfield, Ohio. It's sickening. It is sickening to watch these people be terrorized, their lives threatened, all because they want to work and they're doing a great job for the city of Springfield. After, I'm just amazed that in 2024, we're watching this unfold before our very eyes. J.D. Vance is terrorizing his very own constituency, his own state. It's beyond belief.
The thing that puzzles me so much about this I don't even know how to categorize it, how to describe it about this lie, this racist trope, this made up story is how the media covers it. Now, I'm a fairly big MSNBC fan, and I know that they're still corporate media and they only can go so far. But why would you, in my opinion, why would you do nothing other than denigrate what they've done? I mean, this is just flat out. This is just flat out foolery. I mean, you're basically saying black people are eating, pets. It's crazy. It's. We've just moved into a space that all I can do is just shake my head and say, I just can't believe we're here. It just, if you watch your local news like we all have here, why doesn't the newscaster come on and preface the story by saying these are unfounded reports? But they don't do that.
They're
There are
also
several that do. It just depends on the newscasters. There are several who do and adamantly say that before. That this is false. This is not. It has been fact checked, but this is not true.
Right.
Well, one of the things that I see, they're pushing back a bit on the story per se, but they're not pushing back on the fact that those people are there legally. They were asked to come there. That's the part that they're not pushing back on. And it also leads me to this thought process, what I find just literally unbelievable. Springfield, Ohio was dying. The population of that town could not fulfill the jobs needed to run the place. They bring in the Haitian immigrants who are there legally. They asked them to come. They perform remarkably, admirably. No drug issues. They stay on point. They don't take overly long lunch breaks. They're there to handle their business. No problems, no workplace issues whatsoever. And they're demonized. So much so.
And the governor, the mayor, the city manager have all vouched on that. They basically said that.
They shut down the entire city. So you mean to tell me, from a Republican perspective, and this is bigger than just Springfield, this speaks to the larger issue that I speak about all the time. They would rather the city of Springfield dry up and wither away than for it to become productive with the help of black people. That's the same thing about this country, guys. Russia has said so many times they would bring down this country without firing one single shot. These people who support Viktor Orban, Putin, and all these foreign adversaries, they would rather America crash and burn than to share power with their fellow countrymen who don't look like them. This is where we are. It's undeniable. It's unescapable. It's flat out racism. That's why Donald Trump is in the position he's in right now. All these patriots, all these people who, they're about country and love of God and all mom and apple pie and AR-15s. Ridiculous. It is utterly ridiculous. They would rather the town blow up and blow away than for it to be made productive with the help of black people.
I can't disagree with that.
Pretty amazing. Absolutely amazing.
And it's like that collectively in a few facets of life that we're experiencing right now in this country. I believe that the Trump supporters, they don't care anything about this country. They would let the country die and implode rather than us to, they would rather this country die rather than America realizing its full potential. That's where we are, guys. That's where we are.
And I think there's this mental displacement with them. I think they actually believe that, hey, we're going to be okay because we can just do it ourselves. We'll put them in their place. We'll put them in their place. There's a certain role for them. It goes back to quote, quote, black jobs, right?
Sure.
So they're literally thinking, in my opinion, that we can have some type of not social segregation, but this separation where people of color, particularly black folks, are just kind of kept in their role. And their role is beneath them. Whatever the case may be, you don't get to be my supervisor. You don't get to teach my kids. It's just amazing. And I've always said this is kind of the white man's last stand, literally, for those white people. They are trying to hold on to something that's already gone. We are, and I didn't mean to quote it, but we're not going back to that. The genie is out of the bottle.
Sure.
We are not getting ready to retreat back to that lifestyle in this country. And the hope is that we don't have to see bloodshed in order for this to be squashed. But they're just going to keep on and keep on until there's just going to be, I hate to say this, bloodshed on the streets. It'll be isolated pockets of this crap. And, one thing that kind of concerns me is when we start talking about this attitude and what we see from these types of folks, these Trumpsters and stuff, they're heavily embedded in law enforcement. And that concerns me.
Yes. Very true.
There's Trumpsters throughout the country. I mean, several of the rioters that were there from Oklahoma were law enforcement people.
Yeah.
So I don't know where this is all going to shake out. It's a scary time.
Well,
unless you're Carle.
Yep, and then
Carle is not scared. He's got a plan for his neighborhood.
I do. I have my neighborhood. I have some things lined out, and I'm ready. You know what I mean? I'm ready. I'm ready, man. I'm ready for action. I'm ready to handle my business. I'm serious. I'm ready. I'm ready for to do what I have to do in order to seclude the hood in the woods. That's right. That's right, baby.
Carle and I were chopping it up a little bit, pre-show, and we were talking about something that really has just, I'm numb from it. I don't know how many people that are listening to us are familiar with Amber Thurman. And
wow.
Amber Thurman is a 28-year-old lady from Georgia who was having a miscarriage. And a DNC was needed to be done. And the medical crew would not perform it because of the Georgia abortion law, and she died. And upon review, a medical panel came back and said this was completely preventable. And it just makes me sick to think that women are dying because of these arcane, prehistoric, crazy abortion laws that are popping up all over the country. And unfortunately, we basically mirrored that law here in Oklahoma, the one that they have in Georgia. It's sickening.
Yeah, made by men who know nothing about women's bodies, first of all.
Old white men
who aren't doctors, don't know anything about a woman's body, and that these are regular procedures that happen all the time. There's more that goes into it than just specifically having an abortion. When the child dies, you have to get it out of there. It can cause infection.
That's right.
And kill the mother.
And as I was watching the story, it was like they were watching the infection spread and her blood pressure lowered. It's just, it's just unbelievable. That's a procedure that was being done even before Roe v. Wade.
Mm-hmm.
This is true.
It's just,
We're in a very, very interesting time, and depends on your perspective. It is a good thing or a bad thing. We are in the midst of some very, very turbulent times. Sis, what do you have for the family before we check out of here today?
Well, family, here in Oklahoma, you have until October 11th to get registered to vote. So I implore you to do that. For those who are listening outside of this state, you can look at gov.com, and it will tell you when you can register in your own state. But make sure you do that if you're not registered. If you have family members that are not registered, please get them this information. They can do it online, they can do it in person, they can do it by mail. But get it done if you are not registered to vote. And then once you're registered, vote.
absolutely.
Darnell?
I've only got a few words to say, and this is very meaningful to me. Probably means more than anything I've ever said in broadcasting ever before. And I want everyone to understand this and listen very carefully to this. Today is National Cheeseburger Day. And you know what that means. Large fries and a root beer.
Don't forget the bacon, man. Don't forget the bacon. So we like that cheeseburger. We like that cheeseburger with light mayo, light mustard, no lettuce, tomatoes, bacon, onions, pickles. And make that thing make that thing no. I don't do lettuce
Right?
anymore
Put some
because
spinach on there.
no.
Put some
Yeah, I
spinach
might
on
put some
there.
I put some spinach on there, but not lettuce. Lettuce has too many contaminants. They're listeria. I don't like lettuce that much anyway to be risk going to the hospital for lettuce. So
I like listeria. It's
I
good for you.
I don't want it. I don't want it.
I mean, you get
no.
a few days off work. You know what I mean? Hey,
Yeah.
but have you guys ever heard that peanut butter was good on a burger?
I have not, and I don't want it.
I
No,
have.
no,
I have.
I don't want
Yeah,
it. I want
I've
peanut butter
heard-
on a waffle or pancake, but not on a burger. No, I just want some cheese and bacon.
Man,
I don't want it.
I have
No,
heard that peanut butter. I
No.
have never had it, but
No.
I'm just telling you,
we don't want it.
the word
No.
is out.
Boo. Boo. No. Well, ladies and gentlemen,
I'm headed to way back.
way back to make your big back. Ladies and gentlemen, on this edition of the Open Mic Talk Show, for my sister, Cara Black, my brother, Mr. Darnell Swift, I am Carl L. King II. This is the strength, knowledge, the unbridled power of the biggest, baddest name in talk. We are the Big Bad Open Mic Talk Show. We'll catch you this weekend.